name is Michael Ricketts, and I'm the president for the Jamaica Football Federation, been in office for a year and 8 months now. Of course, one of our great achievements certainly would have been the qualification of our senior women's team for the World Cup to be staged in France in a few weeks from now. I have led a team that has done pretty well so far. We have had some major achievements. We have been able to have done some things that were never done before. And indeed, I'm eternally grateful both to God and to the support that I've gotten from my directors and certainly from my staff members here at the JFF. Like I said, we go to France in a few weeks' time. Today, we play our last local practice game. We play Panama at the stadium in about 2 hours' time. This, of course, we want to have a grand send-off party for the girls. So we're hoping that we'll have a full stadium and that we'll, through the process of support, that we'll have the girls in the state of mind that they will be healthy physically and mentally. And of course, we hope to be very competitive when we get to France. The itinerary from here on is that today we play Panama. We leave tomorrow morning, we head to Florida, where the diaspora in Florida will be fetting the girls, so to speak. We will have a game, I think, on the 23rd. Then, like I said, the diaspora and the Reggae Girlz Foundation would have organized a series of events. We leave on the 25th. We go to Scotland, where we have a game on the 28th against the Scotland female team. Then the diaspora in London, and of course Jamaica National, who is one of our sponsoring partners, will be hosting the girls in London for, I think, 3 days. Then after those events, we head off down to Grenoble. We play our first game on June 9 against Brazil, like I said, in Grenoble. Then we play again on the 14th and again on the 18th. Of course, it's Jamaica, Italy, Brazil, and Australia that have been drawn in that group. So, of course, we'll have our first game against Brazil, then, of course, Italy, and then Australia. We're not promising that we're going to win the World Cup, but we are going to be competitive. And the girls are physically and mentally prepared. Everybody seems to be in good health. And I do believe that based on how we have trained and how we have practiced and how we have played over the last few months, I do believe, and I'm very optimistic and very hopeful, that we will be competitive when we get to France.
Was that part of your mandate when you took over office? Was the Women's World Cup, or did that just grow on you?
Well, actually, when we got into office, the Women's Under 15 parish competition was aborted by the previous administration. So too was the Women's Premier League. We sought and we re-engaged some of our sponsors, we re-engaged FIFA, and we were able to have restarted both competitions, the Under 15 Parish Girls Competition, and of course the Senior Women's Premier League. I was pretty unpleasantly surprised that when we played the finals, I think it was Cavalier and Waterhouse, I reckon there were maybe 3,000 or 4,000 persons watching that game. First in the history of women's football that would have been able to attract that kind of a support coming through the turnstiles. But the support for women's football, even though we still have not gotten to where we would have liked, but it is a lot better than it was 4 or 5 years ago. So we are, like I said, very grateful, and we just hope that after tonight's game and after the World Cup of 2019, there will be a paradigm shift as it relates to the support for women's football in Jamaica.
Just touching a little bit now on the Reggae Boys. I know you have Gold Cup You said you came in over a little over a year. The men's been in the final back-to-back Gold Cup, so you have a tough act to follow. How is that going?
Yeah, that is a fact. In fact, we start our Gold Cup campaign on the 17th of June in Kingston. For the first time, there will be a Gold Cup game in the Caribbean, and of course, it will be held right here in Jamaica. We play Honduras. There will be a doubleheader at the National Stadium. Honduras, Jamaica, and there will be another game. So that's on the 17th. Curacao and El Salvador will play first. So we are hoping that we can get the Gold Cup campaign on a very positive note. The preliminaries are short, so you have to get out the blocks running, right? So we do hope that we'll be able to beat Honduras, and they will take it from there. For the last two versions of the Gold Cup, we've been into the finals. We've been by Mexico 2015 in the finals. Then last year we've been by the US on a very late goal. So we want to continue that tradition, and we want to ensure that the boys follow the act of the girls.
And just dropping a little level now, I understand you have the CONCACAF Club Championship with Portmore winning, so again the future looking good.
That's certainly another positive. We were able to have convinced CONCACAF, and we've been able to be doing so, and they're pretty satisfied with how we have executed as it relates to these competitions. In fact, the Olympic qualifiers, the first stage of the Olympic qualifiers will be played here. And we're just hopeful that we never qualified for the Olympics. So we're just hopeful that we can change that tradition. And of course, for the first time in the history of football in this country, qualify for the Olympics.
Okay, Mr. Ricketts, I want to thank you for the time you've given me. I guess
Sure.
I'll be seeing you at the stadium.
Absolutely.
And I wish you, your program, and the Reggae Girlz all the best moving forward.
Thanks a lot, sir.
All right.